hanging
I've
out.
heard you call.
I gotta stop wishing and gotta go fishing again.
You've never heard of any of these songs, have you guys?
No.
Because you guys are not.
You didn't grow up with a dad.
Oh, there you go.
Dad that played Jimmy Buffett.
No, his dad played with Sammy Davis Jr. though.
Yeah,
His
he's
dad
playing
was a
different kind of
drummer.
music.
Our producer's drummer, our producer's father was a drummer for Sammy Davis Jr. How crazy is that? It's wild for his son to grow up so lame.
Nah, Christian's the best.
Christian's
Girls,
the
get out
best.
his Instagram.
Yeah. What do you think now?
Christian
Natalie.
Perello.
Natalie, if you don't know, is our producer back at Gas. She's a very, very talented producer, good podcaster herself, and a member of the Roy G. Biv community. So could you feel two snakes going from your loin chakra to your brain chakra, or is that just a?
I've never focused on it before, but like Mickey said, I feel like I have some homework to do.
Yeah, right.
Hell
It's
yeah.
fun, and the worst
Hell
that
yeah,
happens
brother.
is you enjoy yourself.
Hell yeah! Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Shit. What do you think? What do you think about like autoerotic asphyxiation and stuff like that, like David Carradine stuff,
Like trying to choke yourself with a belt.
or a partner choking you?
Choking is a rough one. So I think everyone has a different idea
Quite literally.
of what choking is. Some people, it's like a firm grip, right? It's not an actual choke. It's just like a little pressure, or it could be like very delicate. And other people, it's a belt in your that. So what kind of choking are we talking about?
I don't know.
Different strokes for
Christian, why don't you come
different
over here and let
I like
Eva
a-
choke you and tell
see how
us
long it
which
takes
one?
She can choke me. He's not choking me.
I did it again. See which one which one of Candice's chokeholds feel best on you, and then you can let us know.
He's gonna be like, the funny thing is, my neck is located on my penis.
The weird thing about my neck is it's above my balls. Yeah. I had a girl try to do it one time, and instinctively I got her thumbs down.
Oh, you stripped the grip?
Yeah, I stripped
You
the
stripped the
grip.
grip?
Oh,
I was like, no,
funny.
we're not doing that. No.
Gerard's like,
Oh, dude, I did do that to one of my sisters one time. Bad, yeah. I was like a freshman in high school and like addicted to pranking my family, and I was like, and I thought the pinnacle of comedy was like hiding behind something and jumping out at my mother, and
that
my
was
mother,
great.
like, it's the pinnacle
is
of
great.
comedy. So. I got everybody so mad that they decided to team up on me and try to like prank me because they were getting pretty pissed off with my shenanigans. And my dad acted like he was having trouble with the with the shed out back, and he's like, "You gotta help me with the shed." And I'm like, "All right." Well, he's like, "Well, you go try to do it first." I'm like, "Well, fuck, I don't want to do it. You do it." He's like, "Go do the shed." I'm like, I don't even know what this means. So I walk out to the shed the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with the shed? You know? And then as I'm like trying to get the shed to open, the shed opens, and I'm like, all right, that's a fucking idiot. And then my sister jumps out from the darkness of the shed, but I didn't know it was my sister. I thought I just instinctively
punch her in the face.
I instinctively did like, oh! And I smoked her right in the schnoz. Great prank. They got me. They got me good.
What's the real story?
Yeah,
I used to
what happened.
hide behind this wall at my house. Every time my sister would come up, I'd like jump out, and she'd like fall to the ground like scared. But then eventually, every time she'd go by the wall, she would just be like even if I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it was a constant. But I think I was good instincts. I want her looking around walls and being aware of her surroundings.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just training it
The
into
spurs
her.
are good,
I was
yeah.
you know what I
Spartan
mean?
training.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
making her very paranoid around every wall.
Oh, speaking of Spartans.
Out of love.
Because we're obviously texting so much this weekend, my phone sent me a YouTube short today recommended for you that Spartan men would allow men that they thought were more physically superior than them to impregnate their wives, but then raise the kid as their own progeny.
Hell yeah.
Spartans, man, it's so funny. We think of Spartans as like the pinnacle of like Western
Yeah, because they're only letting the top dogs fucking procreate.
Yeah, it's top dogs and cucks.
It's only he's
That's
only a
cucking,
cuck
homie.
if he's
They died out, though.
enjoying and watching while it's happening.
He's only a cuck if he's only enjoying it. So if he hates it, then what is he?
He's like, fuck.
Well, it's why is it either? Why can't
He
you
was
just
patriotic.
be
He was patriotic.
He's patriotic, is what he
neutral?
is.
Why can't you be neutral?
Wait. This is a good. We're on to something here. If you love America, let us fuck your wives. There's nothing. This is how we will save this country.
Yeah, just the top dogs.
If you're a woman whose husband votes Democrat, I'm just I'm just giving you a suggestion. Stop the cycle. Stop the cycle.
Yeah.
And add some new bonobo genetics to the mix here.
I think we established
like
earlier
hell, boys.
that you are not of the bonobo line.
Am I not of the bonobo
I think
line?
today you proved you are chimp all day.
I was going to say
I
gorilla.
thought you were
but-
going to rip that guy's arm off and beat him over the head with it
Okay.
earlier. That is not bonobo. That is chimp behavior.
If I had ripped the guy's arm off, I'd have been totally justified.
I'm not judging either way. I'm just saying
Felt judgy.
you.
Mick, did it feel judgy?
I don't think it was judgy.
no,
I was
no.
just discerning between which line of primate.
Was the
I feel
guy?
like you
would
can
have
take
been
it as a
your
compliment.
evolution.
Well,
Was the
if
guy
you got out of the
bonobo?
car and
Was the
started
guy
fucking
bonobo?
No,
his
the
wife,
guy,
that
the
would've
guy
been
was
the
also
bonobo.
probably chimp behavior
Guy was
because he
chimp
was
behavior.
like trying to status and go up against you, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like, I'm this, blah blah blah. Like I'm on this hierarchy.
Yeah, it was sad. He
What
pwned
happened? Can we get
Gerard.
the
He
full
pwned
story, or
Gerard
what?
in front of us.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
can we get the full story?
Sure. So we're going to on our way here because we're alphas who work on weekends, and
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell
Do
yeah.
I fit into that category? too?
absolutely, hell yeah, 1%er for sure.
Thanks, Chief.
So we go to pick up Candice at her 18-star resort, and there's a line for the valet because they don't do parking at these places. You either land your helicopter or the slaves park the car for you. So I'm sorry, you could also pull up in a yacht.
It's true.
As we're behind 2 or 3 or 4 Bentleys, Porsches, I finally text Candice and I'm like, we're never gonna make it in time. Can you come here? And she's like, yeah. And she was walking up the 100 yards it is to get to the car. And then I'm like, okay, we have the person we came for. I'm gonna go around this line since we don't need the valet. And I made the mistake of trying to get in front of the Bentley, and he started honking. Now that I can't abide. So I look at him, I go, I know, I can see you're there. He goes, and then he gets out of the car, hands the key to the slave, and leaves his car there and says, well, he can't go before me. You have to valet me now. I'm a member. And he made sure that I know, he goes, hey, easy, I'm a member. Actual words, he said, all jokes aside now. He goes, oh, easy, I'm a member.
Everybody loves to hear that, right?
I said, what the fuck is that? What the fuck do I give a shit? I don't care.
Word for word.
Yeah, what the fuck do I care? I'm just trying to go through.
Must
We're all
mistake
trying.
me for a brother who cares.
Yeah, she wants to stake me for somebody who gives a shit. And then the missus gets involved and is like, we're all trying to go through. I was like, well, please, after you. Members first, as it should be.
But
Forgive me.
Candice said if you had handled that the bonobo way,
Yeah.
you would have went and started fornicating with his wife,
And maybe even him.
and maybe him, and maybe everything would have been a fucking party at that point.
For people that don't, for people that
Aquarius.
don't know, all right, let's break the kayfabe here. We have a brand new show coming out, folks. We 3 Funky Monkeys have a brand new show coming out called Canceled Weekly. It's going to be Mick, Candice, yours truly, once a week going over the most viral clips on the internet, some of the best thinkers, some of the most foremost voices in our culture, and we're going to be having discussions on serious topics, funny topics, and one of the things that keeps coming up is how would a bonobo have handled this event? Candice, would you explain to people what a bonobo is?
So a bonobo, when it comes to our genetic likeness and what we maybe came from as far as evolution, we are the closest related to apes and bonobos, but people only talk about apes because bonobos are really awkward for people to talk about because all they do is have sex. So they say
Hell
that
yeah, brother.
that apes will, or chimps, I'm sorry, chimps will like wage war over sex, and bonobos will have sex to avoid war, and that's kind of the difference.
Got it.
Like
They're
there's
some
a lot
hippie-ass
of there's a lot
monkeys.
of
They're
differences.
hippie monkeys.
Some
Hippie monkeys.
hippie-ass monkeys.
Bonobo is a hippie monkey.
Hippie ass.
They just want to enjoy things.
They just wanna
and
chill.
each other.
Yeah.
And they share everything, including the female bonobos. And what's really cool is the female
I'm out.
bonobos will like they'll use sex to get what they want. So if like they need help building a little nest or whatever it is, they'll be like, "Hey, you're a big, strong bonobo. Do you want to help me? I've got something for you."
You think that's manipulative?
Sugar bonobos.
no, because it's honest. Yeah.
It's a this for a that.
Yeah.
It's just a transaction.
Just a transaction. They still hang out and groom each other. It's not like we're done and I'm never going to engage with you again.
Right.
Like,
It's not like she's like just going up to the bar and chatting you up to buy a drink and then never talk to you again.
no, she'll talk to you a lot.
She'll give you some some of that monkey tang, and then
Christian, I feel like I said sugar bonobos and it was hilarious, but you didn't have the camera on me, bud.
yeah,
There we
no,
go.
he's been
You wanna
fucking
say it
around
again?
a little
Yeah,
bit.
no.
I get
but
it. We have
the moment's
Candice here.
passed. The
Want
moment's
to put her
passed.
in the thing? I get it. I get
The
it.
moment's
I get it.
passed. Yeah,
I get it.
But so
We
that,
have all
so
the
that's-
angles. It's okay.
That's why we've. It's okay for us. Natalie's gonna be very upset with you.
What was the sugar bonobos thing? Oh, like a sugar daddy?
bonobos
Yeah, like a
can be
sugar
the
bonobo.
title
I
of
thought it
the
was very funny.
episode.
Sugar bonobos. I like
No,
it.
this has got to be called Canceled Weekly because that's our new show, and it's very possibly going to be better than Slick and Thick and better than Chatting with Candice. And we're both going to quit our original shows and just do Canceled Weekly because it's so fucking good.
It's like Captain Planet. We put our
It's
rings
so
in the
fucking
middle.
good.
It's like canceled weekly.
It's fire.
Evolves.
It's fire. It's this.
Yeah.
It's a great concept, and it's got the right people
We'll,
for it.
why don't we give them a little taste? What do you
Give 'em
think?
a little taste?
Should we give them a
Little
little
taste?
taste?
Let's do it.
Let's give them a little taste.
All
so,
right.
like, for example, if this was Candice Weekly, it would go something like, "That's Mick. This is Candice. I'm Gerard. And today on Canceled Weekly, we're talking Tom McDonald, Rich Men North of Richmond, and bonobos. But first, Rich Men North of Richmond." Yeah, you pull it up now. Now,
I know, I didn't know,
we're
I
screwed.
didn't have it ready.
Now we're screwed because you can't. We're live now.
Now, if you imagine,
Now we're live.
if you can put
We
yourself
gotta
there,
produce.
imagine everything happens right when it's supposed to
When it
happen,
happens.
instead of when on
When
Christian's
it's
time.
coming.
You know what I mean?
It's
Instead of
almost
on
like
Christian's
I
time.
feel like we left these notes with him yesterday. Did we not leave these
Sometimes
notes with
we
him?
just gotta wait for
Christian.
Christian, but like, you know what I mean?
know?
Like, it's okay.
But the good thing
I'm not
about
pissed.
Canceled Weekly is that it's going to be pre-produced, so it's going to be snappy. It's
Yeah.
going to be snappy. In and
Yeah.
out, baby. In and
Oh,
out.
it's gonna be clean.
The whole time you're watching Canceled Weekly, I want you to think of two snakes going up and down your.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To the top to the pops.
Yeah. Canceled Weekly, the show for your loin chakra. Ugh. Now, some names that we kicked around, Natalie. Let's see if which of these names you think would have been better if not for Canceled Weekly. We gave it up to a fan poll, and the fans voted. Canceled Weekly barely beat out my favorite one, America, You Slut. We also had Moby Dick. We had Two in the Bush.
Moby Clip.
Clip.
Moby Clip, obviously.
Licking clips.
Licking clips.
Clip
Hip-
tees.
Clip tees.
tees.
Hips and clips, got to keep it sexy.
I like that one.
Yeah. What other? We had. I mean, we literally.
Clippers. Something with
We had
clippers.
It
a
is
lot
so hard
of
to name a
almost
show.
names. I liked Two in the Bush.
I
Two
liked
in the
Two in
Bush.
the Bush too.
Two
You know
in
what I
the
mean?
Bush.
We all have two podcasts.
You know who loves Two in the
Candice
Bush?
has a bush.
You know who loves Two in
Two
the
of
Bush?
us.
Natalie. What'd you think?
I like Two in the Bush too, but I also
I
like
bet
Clip Tees.
you
I think
do,
that's
Nat.
fine.
Huh?
I know. I let it happen. I like Clip Tees too.
Clip tees.
Those are fun.
Ah.
And what was the second one you said?
America, you slut.
That's good for. You should still make merch that says that.
Yeah, you're right. Good call on
Yeah.
that.
America,
Yeah.
you slut. You slutty little Ukrainian sugar daddy. You
I think
piece
that
of
should be a
shit.
segment, though.
America,
America You
you-
Slut would be a great segment.
Yeah,
I
we
still
just
like
focus on the
Tough,
corruption.
buff, and muff.
Tough, buff, and muff.
It's just a little. It's a little verbose. It's a little bit of a mouthful.
Slick, thick, and the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's tough and who's buff?
Well, I'm clearly the muff, so.
Yeah, I'm buff and Candice is tough.
I can't believe that guy looked at me dead in the eye and goes, "I'm a member."
Wait, so what's the
Actually
rest of the
happened.
story? What did you do? You knock him out cold?
No, I ripped his
drove-
arm off and
no,
fucked him with it.
Did
no,
he think you were maybe a
drove
valet?
Wow, maybe.
Driving
Very
because
true.
of their
Look at the
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirt,
True.
Shirt.
right?
That's very true.
And
He
maybe
thought-
that's why?
He thought I was one of the slaves.
He thought you were a slave,
He
dude.
thought I was one of the slaves.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
solved that just now. That's what happened. That's why he was so mad and like flashed his member status.
He did.
Yeah.
He literally and as bad as
I'll have
he
your
was.
fucking job.
The dismissive wife was even worse. She wouldn't even look at me. She
then she treated your
she
vehicle
talked
like it
shit as
wouldn't
she
run her
walked by.
over.
I know.
She walked like right next to it as you started to pull forward. It
Yes.
was like people blow my mind. Like whenever I walk past a car, like you'll see people like walk past like slow and like shitty.
Yeah.
I walk past like thanks for not hitting me and killing
Yeah.
me. Thank you. You know what I mean? Thanks
Yeah,
for not
she
hospitalizing me.
I feel like she said, "Let's go, Ari, before the peasants revolt." Fucking hate them so much. Anyway, but the place is great. You should totally stay there. One of the best, the single best burger I've ever had
Holy
Same.
smokes!
in my
It
life.
was so good.
The single best burger I've and
Delish.
friends. I know this is gonna be hard for you to believe. I've had some burgers in my time. I've consumed a burger or
Old
two.
Jimmy Buffett having a cheeseburger in paradise right now.
Let me tell you something.
R.I.P. JB.
It was a damn good burger.
Damn good.
Damn good burger. Umami.
good.
It's called an umami burger.
Truffle.
You know what umami means? It's like the sixth sense or something.
Savory.
Where it's like, yeah, it's like I guess it's like a mushroomy flavor too, but it's like you can like almost smell it and taste it at the same time, right?
Yeah.
That's sexy.
It's a category besides sweet, sour, salt, and bitter, corresponding to the flavor of glutamates, especially MSG.
How about
Yeah.
so it's an MSG burger? That makes sense why I love it so much.
I don't know if that's in there, but
It's
I
the
want
idea of
more.
like your mouth watering. So
Did.
you smell something and you have
It's
that.
kind of all I've been thinking about.
Yo, we got a great burger yesterday, which would have been great any other time had we not had that fucking burger
One
the
of
night
my
before.
favorite things is to ruin food and wine for people. It is. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
it
well,
so much.
congratulations,
I'm
baby,
like,
you
I
did
will
it.
buy you the best wine you have ever had, and you will never be able to go back. Or like introducing people
Mission
to food.
accomplished.
It's my favorite thing.
It's so true because we probably had a top 10 burger yesterday, and we were both like,
Get this trash
Yeah.
away from
Yeah.
me.
garbage.
It's like, you guys got any umami back there?
Yeah.
Got some garlic bread?
I was taken to understand there would be truffle.
Yeah. The lack of truffle is infuriating me.
Is this a pickle? How dare you? Throws it against the wall.
you should just carry a little bottle of truffle around.
Yeah. What am I fucking living in Williamsburg? I'm gonna get some leather suspenders next. What a get out of here. Fucking, yeah, that's a mixology. I only get the green coffee beans, grind them myself. Like I have one of those like old school like 1930s. Like, yeah, basically, I'd be a Wes Anderson character if I did that. Yeah, that's. It appeals to me.
So reincarnation, huh, G?
Yeah.
You're gonna you say you get spun up. You think you could be any animal or anything, or did you get like if you're a human, do you stay in the human realm?
This is a good move
Could you
to
go
stall for him to pull up a video.
Could you go to could you be like a space creature? Perhaps
Ooh.
could you not? You know what I mean? Like where are we limited to?
Ooh.
If the our universe is like this, energies I feel like aren't bound so much, or maybe they are. I don't really fucking know. I kind of could get down with reincarnation.
I believe humans are a higher consciousness. I do. So I don't think you get spun back up into a cow or something like that. I feel like that would be like a prison. That would be a punishment of sorts.
Yeah, if you're a really bad human, perhaps.
Yeah. I I don't know. I do know. I can't. It's hard for me to consider forward because I'm not like a good futurist. I'm not a good like. I can't consider things outside of what I already know to be logical. I'm not great with that kind of creativity. But I like the idea of, man, being able to tap into past lives. I would love to, like, watch a movie of one of my past lives where I'm, like, you know, some feudal warlord, clearly. Or, you know, like an Ooga Booga discovering bread. I don't know. Or, like, just a peasant farmer. Whatever it is. Like,
Hey, everyone who thinks in their past lives, like, yeah, I was probably like this. Like,
I was clearly Napoleon.
Yeah, like what? I bet like
There's
some
a
people were like, I was a bum
99.9%
in my
chance.
past life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't. I wasn't
Bro,
one
I
of the
must have been
peasants.
good in my past
Yeah,
life.
you know what I was?
Shit.
You know what I was in my past life?
What?
I was a member. All right. So this is why.
Excuse me, I'm a member.
This is why I have.
So like,
this is why it hit me to my core so much because my soul knows. Hey, I'm a member too. Hey,
I was a member in a past life.
I was a member.
So-
Yeah. Get out
What
of
do you
here.
think happens, Candice?
I think reincarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think you do it so many times until you beat whatever obstacle or lesson that you're supposed to be here
And then
for.
what?
I think eventually the goal is to level up, and then I think you transcend, and then you return to God or Source or whatever that is.
Ooh.
And you can choose to do that, or you can choose to come back into Earth and play.
It's kind of.
Do you believe you could be any? Would you just stay in the human realm? Like Gerard said, he doesn't really think you go back, like to being a cow or whatever.
So what I've heard is, yeah, I don't believe that you become another animal, and maybe that's my
So I
own
always
ego.
thought all animals were on the table. Whenever
I
I
don't
thought of
think so.
reincarnation, like if you were bad, you come back as like a, shitty bug or something.
Some people believe that.
Yeah.
I think there's like some lines of Buddhism that believe.
Yeah, that's Buddhism, I
and-
believe.
Yeah.
You either like level up or level down depending on the type of life that you lived. And there's
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't Hinduism as well. Isn't that
Yeah.
why the cow is
They
sacred?
don't.
or-
Yeah, because it could be a person.
Yeah.
It could be your
It could be-
granddad.
Yeah.
So cows
need
are
the
on the
cow.
table,
Not in India.
or I mean, on the reincarnation table. Like,
Not
you
for
could
me.
be-
No, I don't believe so, but some people do.
They do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that,
Speaking of
You ever-
cows,
Chase Sherman gave me a great idea. One of your fighter buddies, Chase Sherman, says, "How come there hasn't been an Indian Mexican fusion restaurant?" And it blew my mind because a butter chicken
There
burrito,
is.
I would fucking.
There literally is in Boca, right
What?
here, right across the street from where I get my hair cut, New Era Barbershop.
There's
with
a
Zeno.
Mexican Indian
Yeah,
fusion place.
We went there with Tuco. Remember, we got
That's not Mexican.
we got tacos, but it was like Indian food. You don't remember that?
No, I'm talking like a butter chicken burrito, bro. I'm talking like Like,
I'll have to take you back there.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
We gotta take
They
Chase
do
there.
tacos and burritos.
Really?
Nah, fuck Chase. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, yeah. I've seen Chase at Zeno's spot too.
Really?
Yeah, it's right there. It's right across the street. I'm surprised he.
Well, now
You should know.
Well, now I just feel left out. now I'm very.
You came to Zeno's with me before.
Nobody thinks I'm a member, and this is so bad.
People
for
are
my
inviting
ego.
you for fusion dates, fusion burrito dates.
A fusion Indian Mexican, John. That sounds pretty
I feel
good.
like if
to
you
me,
mix
man.
anything with Mexican, though, it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, right. It's just like
Yeah.
garlic.
I like
and
Indian
meat,
more than I
cheese.
like Mexican right now.
Why?
By far.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
delicious.
same.
Yeah, it's just so tasty.
I like both. I can't
Christian,
pick.
you're vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Even
vote doesn't
better.
count.
You
Thanks a
can't
lot,
Even
dude.
better.
You can't.
What are you
buddy.
talking about? Indian food has way more vegetarian options. vegan
That's
options.
why
That's
you,
why
you don't
like
count.
It. Yeah. You're like, I like
Thanks
salad.
thanks for trying to have
Yeah.
my back, I guess.
Yeah.
I tried.
I like Olive Garden way more than Del Frisco's. Shut up. Why? Because it's free salad?
Yeah.
No. Get out of here.
Good
Do you
point.
want cheese on the salad? I do not. No, you're disqualified from this community. You didn't even
Okay.
have the umami burger.
Don't some
No.
people remember their past
I had a beet
lives?
salad.
Some people do.
What do you think of that? You think it's bullshit or you think it's real?
I've seen both. I've seen people where it seems pretty convincing, and it's not like they have this grandiose position before. It would be like a really
There's no
poor
agenda.
peasant. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that, like living in squalor. And then I've seen people that are like, I was Cleopatra. Like, of course, that
Yeah, of
sounds
course.
lovely.
Everyone was something dope in their
same.
past life.
Yeah, but I've seen some where they were really humble stories, and I'm like, well, why would you want that? So I don't know. I think it's real. I think some people can retrieve them, and I think that there's also a lot of charlatans that are pulling the wool over people's eyes.
Right,
So
with an
if-
agenda.
Yeah, yeah.
If that happens, right? Like let's just assume for a second that reincarnation is what happens, and that we've all been humans before on Earth, and we're just kind of spinning back up into this plane. Why do we not remember the lessons from our previous lives, but animals come out of the womb and like bears know jujitsu?
Instincts.
You know what I mean? Like
Different
why?
instincts. I'm
but
not
why?
sure why.
Why? You know,
I'm not
like
sure. That's something David would talk about.
yeah,
Remember?
like a lion within 6 months is like, yeah, I got to get after the throat.
Knows
I know
how to-
what the throat is. I know I know how
Human at 6 months can't even walk.
to human. Yeah, human at 6 months is crawling for its life away from Kevin Gates.
Yeah. But a cockroach, even quicker, like a bug, is even quicker than like a lion or like a cat. Like you see, like a cow gets born and it can't stand up at
Yeah.
first, like whatever. But like a bug comes out, going
Yeah.
around, knows what it's doing.
But I think we're here for more than our instincts. So I think that's also part of it, right? It's we think and we create and we really manipulate our environment to a degree that nothing else does.
No one else does.
Right,
Like
and we
us.
philosophize, and we're talking about past lives. No creature that we know of is doing that right now.
Bonobos are doing it while fucking.
So I think you're like measuring it up against something that might not be our main purpose for existing.
No, but that maybe,
Right, like it's
but
the
that could be
development of the
that
brain.
could be the explanation for it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just odd that we are kind of the only animals that don't, you know, come out of the oven cooked.
I feel like, well, yeah, for sure. But there are some that are still really vulnerable for a while. Like, yes, they're like walking and running, but they're definitely not self-sufficient. Like, for example, like an elephant needs its mom. If it doesn't have it, I think it's 2 years because it's still on milk for so long. It's probably going to die.
If anybody on the planet can answer this question, it'd be Brett Weinstein. I'd love to ask him this question. To like, why does it take so long for humans to develop? You know, but we're the top of the food chain. But it doesn't really make sense from an evolutionary perspective. We should all be nicked off before we're 15 years old, right? Like, have you ever
Well, no,
seen?
it's because our tribes protect us, the
Yeah.
older people.
Yeah,
We
connection.
have to be cooperative.
Yeah.
Interesting.